Hey guys, Chef Foo here. Welcome back to a series of simple and easy recipes. So simple, but yet so delicious. This recipe that I'll be making is a shrimp chicken omelet, scrambled egg omelet. Basically, is taking the basic scrambled eggs and just adding shrimp and chicken and frozen peas and carrots and onions with fresh garlic. And basically, we're just going to sprinkle a little oyster sauce on top, and that's a meal in itself. So really simple and really easy. You use your pantry items, the eggs, the frozen carrots, which are cheap, and leftover chicken, some shrimp, and I'll explain to you exactly how to put it all together. But it's really easy and nothing complicated, okay? Let me explain to you the shrimp. I get these shrimp from Costco. These are size 13 to 15. Now, if you didn't know what the size meant, that means basically there's about 13 to 15 of this same size shrimp that make up 1 pound. So basically, the lower the number, the bigger the shrimp. So when you talk about 16 to 20, it's a little bit medium. 30 to 36, they get a little smaller. So I like to feed my family the 13 to 15. Nice chunk, right? Nice piece of shrimp, all right? Frozen peas and carrots, cheap. And it adds some color. Chicken that we had marinated the night before, and this is kind of leftovers. But the combination of chicken and shrimp always goes very well together. 1 onion, chopped and sliced. Now, as you know, I'm also a Pampered Chef independent consultant for Pampered Chef. So I got this manual food processor, and I want to show you how I grind up the garlic, fresh garlic. I have 3 cloves of garlic already peeled. I put it inside the manual mini food processor. And basically, you put it in. The handle is usually locked. There's a little button here, it's locked. So you unbutton it, the handle goes up, and you keep on putting it down. Now, the beauty behind the mini food processor, it's lightweight. You don't have to use any electricity. And it does just as good a job for small meals, all right? So I want you to consider that. You know, if you're looking at buying some gifts for your friends or relatives, and you don't want to spend too much, all right? Okay, so we heat up the pan, medium. Now, notice that I'm using a non-stick pan. Obviously, I don't want you to get intimidated with a wok, but a non-stick pan's fine. We're going to drizzle in some vegetable oil. Is there a difference between vegetable oil, peanut oil, and canola oil? There might be a slight difference in terms of taste, but for everyday use, vegetable oil and canola oil is the best. We're going to add the minced garlic. As you can see, it's sizzling. You keep it at medium heat. We don't want to use high heat on a non-stick pan. It will ruin the surface. You can really appreciate the aroma, right? You can lower it a little bit. Then we'll add the onions. And you want to get them basically translucent, but not overly done. I'm using 3 eggs. I add a dash of water. I find that adding a dash of water makes it a little bit more fluffy of the eggs. Then if you want a little salt, I'll just add a dash of salt to the egg. Keep on stir frying it. I don't want you to be so intimidated by the wok. Not everybody has one. And if you're not going anyplace, you don't have to go on high heat. So you're getting the protein from the shrimp, you get the protein from the egg, you got some veggies, the vegetables, peas and carrots, and the onion. And then you're going to put it over a bed of rice. Today, we're going to use brown rice. So, Chef Foo always believes that everything in moderation is okay. So we'll add a little bit more oil, a little squirt. So I want to tell you about my virtual cooking demonstration class. In that class, you'll have the opportunity to ask me questions. I'm live, all right? I'm not like on YouTube in the sense that I can't answer any questions. That's one of the advantages of virtual cooking class demonstration. It's a demonstration, so you don't have to cook with me, right? There's a lot of work involved, getting all the stuff, and with everything going on, you really need that additional stress. Chef Foo will show you. If you like the dish, I can send you a copy of the recipe via email. All right? The class is $20 for 45 to an hour. And in that time, I'll be able to cook you 2 dishes. So if you've been eating out, ordering takeout, going to the drive-in, and you're getting a little tired of the same foods, try my dishes. No one dish is going to be the same. It's going to be a little exotic. If you're in for the challenge, the taste and flavors are delicious. And it's a little change in terms of building up your menu portfolio. Okay? So now it's there. All right? So what we want to do now is take it off and show you chopping up the shrimp. They're already split open, so it makes it easier, so you get a little, work is done for you. But remember, whenever they take care of the dirty business for your food, you're always going to pay a little bit extra. All right? Now, with the shells, I save the shells. Why? You think it's just ordinary shells, but a true connoisseur, person that really appreciates food, the shells have a lot of flavor in it. So when you go to Chinese restaurants and you see the Chinese people order shrimp, a lot of them have the shell on because a lot of the flavor is in the shell. So I'm going to freeze these, right? I'm going to get a whole bag full of it. It may look like it's a mess in the freezer, but when it's time to make a shrimp broth, basically boil water, add the shrimp, maybe add a little salt, maybe add a little sugar, let it simmer for a while, and you have beautiful shrimp broth. So if you're tired of the beef broth, you're tired of the chicken broth, you're tired of the vegetable broth, now you have shrimp broth. So it's another dimension of flavor. So you can add that to your ramen, okay? And it's delicious. You can add a little more soy sauce, a little bit more sugar, just to spice it up, just add a little bit more flavor to it. You're not going to get a whole bunch of flavor, but you're going to get flavor. So it's nothing for you to waste. Okay. All right. So, it's all been deveined. So what we're going to do here, we'll just cut it into little pieces. The chicken has already been cut up in little pieces and set aside. Now, as far as cooking is concerned, I want you to hold your fingers like this, like a claw. I want you to lean the blade against your knuckle, or the side of your finger, away. So when you're cutting, your knuckle is going to be your guide, and it's going to prevent your fingers from being cut. At the angle, this angle, you're cutting away from your hand. All right? All right. So the shrimp is cut up. Now we have the chicken that's already been cooked, so we don't really have to cook it. We just have to reheat it. It's the shrimp that has to be cooked. Now the eggs, right here, we're going to scramble, just like regular scrambled eggs. Remember, I put a little water in to make it a little bit more fluffier. All right? So, we're going to have the shrimp here. Right? We're going to cook the shrimp. We have the onions there. We're now going to cook the shrimp because it's still raw. All right. Saute it a little bit. Once the shrimp starts to turn a little orangey in color, you know, that's what you want. You don't want it to be overly cooked, because if it's overly cooked, it's going to be like rubber. All right? We don't want that. But our way of cooking shrimp is to overcook it. And a lot of people that never had shrimp before, they don't like it because they feel so rubbery. But really, if you cook the shrimp just perfectly, it's going to be very tender, believe it or not. Okay. So let's keep it at half cooked, because now we're going to throw the chicken in to heat it up. Heat up the chicken. Alright, so you just keep on mixing it up a little bit. So we'll add a little white pepper. White pepper is a little bit more aromatic than regular black pepper, but you don't really need that much. The garlic and the pepper is going to add to it. Now, if you add a drizzle of Shao wine, you could add regular white wine to it. Just keep on sauteing. The white wine will add a little bit more sweetness. The pepper will give it a little bit more tartness, a little spicy. And if you wanted to add a little bit of sesame oil, a little drizzle of sesame oil, a little bit. Sesame oil is very, very concentrated, so you don't really have to flood it with a lot of sesame oil. Okay. Then we'll add the peas and carrots. Basically, you know, obviously you know that the peas and carrots are already cooked, so we'll just basically just warm it up, heat it up a little bit. It's still on medium. Okay. Now this is designed for, I would say, 5 of the 13 to 15 size shrimp, plus a half an onion, plus maybe a cup of peas and carrots, and the chicken will feed a family of 4. Alright, just keep on sauteing it. We'll raise the heat a little bit. So you got a little color, orange, green. You got the shrimp color. Right? So if you want to add a little bit more zing to it, we have dark soy sauce. Dark soy sauce, it's a form of a soy sauce, but it doesn't have a very distinct taste. This is more for coloring, right? So if you feel it's a little bland, you can always add a little color. Then we always want a little acid, so we have black vinegar. Just a little bit. So what you have is salty, a little sweet from the shrimp, and the Shao wine, you have a little spicy with the white powder, not exactly spicy per se, and then you have a little vinegar for the acid, and you have a little dark soy sauce to give it a little color. So we're going to cook it. The shrimp is perfect. You can tell by the color. Now we'll put the egg. So basically you're going to mix it up, incorporate everything in the egg. The egg's going to solidify. It's going to bind all ingredients together. You can let it sit. Then basically you can take the garlic, spoon some of the garlic out of here with your finger. Now, I know you might think it's gross, but you know, when I cook, maybe it's the old-fashioned way, but I like to get my fingers involved. You know? And this is the manual mini food processor. Okay? So instead of shrimp, you can use chicken, which we have, or pork. In terms of other kinds of ingredients, you can use scallops. You can have vegetarian with tofu. So now all the eggs is basically solidified, right? Now, basically, after that, here's our oyster sauce. Obviously, we have a 5-gallon container. Obviously, we use it a lot. So basically, we'll just drizzle a little bit on the spatula. Oyster sauce was created by Mr. Lee, Kum Kee. For last name is always first. He created this by mistake. He used oyster extract. And it turned out wonderfully. It became so popular, it's now considered the ketchup of the Far East. All right? It's a lot of sodium, so you don't really need that much. All right? And here we are, 1, 2, 3. One-stop meal for a family of 4 with a bowl of brown rice. Let me get the brown rice for you. Shut it off. Take it off the heat. I have my bowl of brown rice, steaming hot. I'll add a little bit of the goodies here. Okay? And then let me tell you how it tastes. Here's the shrimp. Very good. The brown rice. Delicious. The egg and carrots. The onions. Now, I don't typically talk while I'm eating, but in order to explain the flavors, I have to try it out. Chicken. Perfect. And this is how we typically eat. Portion control. Chopsticks. And a bit of trivia. Who invented knives and forks? 3, 2, 1. China did. But once they invented it, they realized very shortly afterwards that the knives and forks could be used as weapons. The last thing you want to do is eat with knives and forks in their mind. So they discontinued using knives and forks, and they use chopsticks instead. And never, ever put chopsticks like this in your rice. Even if you're taking a break, always put it on the side of the table. If you put it in like this and you invited an older couple to join you for dinner, they'll have a heart attack. All right. This signifies mourning from a funeral. All right. It's what they do when you have a funeral. All right. So if you have any questions and you're interested in signing up for my class, go to www.chefwoocan.com. Click on Book Now. You'll see the virtual Zooming class, and you could choose any classes that are shown on the calendar. But if you have a special request, we can accommodate you. The only thing I'm asking is that we need a minimum of 6 people. Then, if you're interested in the Pampered Chef manual food processor, basically go to www.pamperedchef.com/PWS/SWOO. And that's my site, so you can order. And we have a lot of things right now. If you, in the month of December, and for Cyber Monday, tomorrow, there's free shipping on everything for Pampered Chef. And if you're interested in becoming a consultant, and you sell $200 worth of Pampered Chef gifts, you'll get 60% off on all Pampered Chef products. We'll send you a link, get you in there. You just contact your friends, and then you'll have the link for them to order, and you'll share in the rewards. So how best? Just to let you share with your friends. They have an interest, they order. You don't have to do anything. Not bad, right? So thank you again, and I want you to enjoy the holidays shopping. It may be chaotic, but I will be posting other videos on my site. But I would like to see you in one of my classes if you could, and I really appreciate the time. So thank you very much. Remember, Chef Woo can, you can too. In other words, if I can do it, you can do it. All right? Thank you. Bye-bye.